It's 3 for Thursday. Today I figured I would show my 3 Leatherman P-Series multi-tools. 2 of these are P2s and 1 of them is a P4. I'll show you the tools and the modifications that I have done to them. This one's already been in my 2 for Tuesday review. I'll usually carry this on a belt sheath, but you can also put it in your pocket. And if I'm going up on a ladder or I'm going to be in a tight spot, a lot of times I'll throw this in my pocket. It's easier to put away that way. This one still has the 4 stock thin tools on it. Now, one modification that I do is to sharpen this can opener up. The scissors have been thinned out to allow you to get closer to something and trim it. Normally, the edges of these scissors are quite thick, so thinning them out really does help a lot. And it doesn't sacrifice any strength. This one I've also put in a Leatherman flat bit holder, and it will take a 1/4-inch bit in the side, or even a Leatherman flat bit in the side, since they basically are a 1/4-inch bit with the sides ground off of it. The problem is it won't stay there, so you have to put some tension on it yourself. So it's nice to have the option, but it's not the best. This bit is a long Leatherman bit that I cut down and reground the flat blade as a hollow grind. And the reason it's the length as it is it's the maximum length that you can get in here. Right now, this is hitting the pliers, and it's not really sticking up, but just ever so slightly proud. So that was a good compromise. That gives you a tool that's got a lot more reach. Because a lot of times you have to reach, especially on IT work that I do, screws are recessed quite a bit, and you need that extra length to be able to get in that recess and access the screw. This one I've also replaced the blade on. This came with a half serrated blade, which I absolutely hate. I cannot stand blades that are half serrated and half plane. So I wanted a full plane edge on it. Now, if a multi-tool has a second blade, it's okay if the second blade is fully serrated. That I don't mind. That can actually be quite nice. But if you only have one blade, it needs to be a regular blade. Here's my other P2. Set up the same way so you can carry it in the belt sheath or with a pocket clip. Now, this one was a little bit different. I didn't have another blade, and they started going for quite a bit of money on eBay. They wanted $60 or so for a replacement blade. There are people that buy tools and take them apart and sell the pieces, where this whole multi-tool I bought for $75. So I'm not going to spend $60 on a replacement blade. But what I figured out is there was enough blade left, and I ground down the serrations and made a plain blade out of it. Now, this is a blade that's got a slight recurve, and this blade has been incredible in use. This has been a really nice blade for a multi-tool. So I'm very happy with this. So any of you that have one of these and you have the half serrated blade, you can do this very simple modification and grind it down and convert it into a regular blade. Now, for IT work, on this one, I put a 4mm bit holder because there's a lot of precision screwdrivers that I need. So this multi-tool, that's the difference on this one. It's capable of holding 4mm bits. It will also hold a 4mm bit in the side here, and in this bottle opener, you can put a 1/4-inch bit in there and it will work with a 1/4-inch. So you still have that ability. Now, this tool on the other side, I have modified it. I took the original thick Phillips screwdriver that was over here, that was on this side, along with a thick flat, and I kept this original Phillips. Then I left one of the thin flats and the file. Now, this file I've also sharpened, so this makes an excellent scraper, and with either the tip or here. So this is a really good utility. This improves it over what just a standard file is. Now, another thing that I've done is I have ground down the corners on this Phillips bit. Leatherman makes a 1/4-inch bit adapter, and it's for some of their tools that use a square Phillips bit. Now that slides over here, and with that addition, you can use any 1/4 inch bit or any Leatherman flat bit on this tool. So this does some of everything, although I find that that's a little bit of a pain to carry. It's a little bit bulky to carry that along with bits, so I normally just carry it in this configuration, and if I need, I throw a little sleeve of 4mm bits in my pocket to go with it. So that's the second one. The third multi-tool I carry in this sheath, I have removed the pocket clip from this one to give it just a little bit thinner profile, because this one is noticeably thicker and heavier than the P2s. So this one I've made a few more modifications. It's got the same flat blade as what the other P2 has. Now I have removed the serrated blade from this one, and in its place I've put this file. This is Leatherman's file that they use. They use this, I think on the Surge, they have a replaceable diamond file. Well, this is off of eBay. There's a company there that makes some adapters, some bit holders for the Leatherman P series. So this one holds the original diamond file. So you get the diamond file and the regular file, and it is removable. You flip up a piece here and you can pull this out. So you actually could use this diamond file to sharpen the blade that is on this knife, which is really nice. But this gives something that's removable and replaceable. All I had to do is I had to cut down the end a little bit, because as is, the file was a little bit too long. So, but that's no big deal. That gives me a very nice tool. This one has a saw. And also the scissors. I still have to modify these and thin them down. I haven't done that yet. Now in the 4 small tools here, I made a few more modifications on this one. As you can see on this one, I did sharpen the can opener. And I removed the file and I put in the second one of these flat blades and sharpened it to make a small Tanto style knife. And that works good. It's really nice to have something that's good as a scraper. So that was a nice addition to this tool. And the best feature of this tool, from the same eBay seller as I get the file adapter, this is a true 1/4 inch adapter. It's magnetic, and I keep this double-ended bit in it, Phillips and straight slot. And this is just a really nice piece. Gives you ability, like I said, for any 1/4 inch bit or even Leatherman flat bits. And on the end, you can stick a 4mm bit in there. So this thing is just perfect. This is the best of all the replacement bit holders that you can get for the Leatherman P2 and P4 series. So look these up on eBay if you're interested. Now one thing that I did have to do, this tool is a little bit thicker since it holds 1/4 inch bits. There are springs in here that work this lever, which is the lock for the knife. There are normally 2 springs in here. I had to take one of those springs out to make room for here, but the tool functions perfectly. It's got plenty of spring tension. There's no issue with it at all. Matter of fact, I think with stock with the 2 springs in it, it was a little bit too stiff. Now it's actually better. It's perfect. So if you get one of these, that's the one thing that you're going to have to do in order to get it to fit. Is you have a 1/4 inch bit, and then you have the sidewalls, which are thin. That's about as small as that thing could be made. You see how thin those sidewalls are? Any smaller and the tool wouldn't be strong enough. But this thing has just been incredible. So now you have any 1/4 inch bits, any Leatherman flat bits, or any 4mm bits. And it does have magnets in it, so it holds the bits on both ends perfectly. So this is a great tool, but it's this P2 that I carry every day rather than the P4. I don't need the saw every day, and I don't need the diamond file every day. This has what I need on it without the extra weight and the extra bulk. Because you do notice it does make a difference. Now also with the P4, in the back of the sheath, there's another pocket, and I'll carry a set of Leatherman flat bits. I've taken from there's 2 of these in the set, so I've taken the most common ones that I use and put them all in one and just carry this. Then there's a couple additional things I've made. I made a chisel and this isn't all. This is really for drilling holes. So there's a couple other options that you have with this. You get your glass breaker, straight bits, the square drive, the Robinson bits that I use, Phillips, and a couple of Torx that I use quite often. So this has just what I need in it. And the other thing that I keep in here is Leatherman's ratchet driver, which this is a real handy tool. This gives you more reach, more like a full-size screwdriver, and you can use any Leatherman bits or any 1/4-inch bits in it. And there's a magnet down there that holds it in place. So this is my 3 for Thursday. In my opinion, this is the best multi-tool that money can buy. You can't beat the one-handed access. Everything on these tools, whether it's the pliers, you get the knife, anything you need is available one-handed. You can get the saw out, file, scissors, or any of the small tools, and you can fan them out, pick the one that you want, and put the rest away. So if you're holding something and you need to either tighten a screw or cut something, this is the best tool that you can have because you have access to everything here one-handed. It's also quite sturdy and quite durable, and there are a lot of aftermarket parts for it that you can modify these things and make them just how you want. So out of the box, I'm not happy with them, but with the mods that you see here and these knives on the table, these things have been incredible. So if you're looking for a multi-tool, this is my suggestion. Either Leatherman P2 or P4 with a few simple modifications. We'll see you next time.